Welcome into Texans Today. I'm your host, Jeremy Chuggs, and we've got a jam-packed show for you on today's docket. We have Mel Kiper mock draft numero uno for Mr. Mel. Who did the Texans select? We'll get into that in today's show, and the latest Texans news and rumors, and really NFL news and rumors around all the head coaching vacancies. Who's in, who's out, where do we think people are going to go? That's going to be on the back half of today's show. But before we get started, I need to settle this debate right now. I know not everybody here lives in Houston. I know a lot of people live in Texas. Maybe you don't live in Texas. But if you do, if you visited Texas, I need to know one thing from you right now. What is the best barbecue spot in Texas? What is the number one BBQ spot that you've been to in the Lone Star State? Let me know your answer down in the comment section. I mean, off the top of my mind, I know we got, up here in Dallas, Hutchins Barbecue is really good. Terry Black's is fantastic. Pecan Lodge. I've been to the Salt Lick in Austin. That's pretty good as well. I know Pinkerton's. My producer Coop is saying Pinkertons as well. I know a couple spots down in H-Town as well. Drop your best barbecue spot in the great state of Texas. Let me know what you're thinking down in the comments section. Now, Mel Kiper. He dropped his latest mock draft after the NFL divisional round. And you might still have your mic on. Do you? No? Oh, okay. Mel Kiper dropped his latest mock draft after the NFL divisional round, and the Houston Texans with the 23rd overall pick via the Cleveland Browns. Thank you for that one, Petey. They are taking Jer'Zhan Newton, defensive tackle out of Illinois. He had 52 tackles, 7.5 sacks, and 1 forced fumble this past season. Big, stout dude, 6'2", 295. Could put on a little bit more weight if you want him to play like a nose tackle. But this Mel, he's filling the Texans' biggest need by far. We look at the Texans' depth chart from this past season. Sheldon Rankins is going to be a free agent. And then behind him at the defensive tackle spot, I mean, you have Malik Collins, but Kurt Hinish, Tyler Tart is a free agent. Hassan Ridgeway, free agent. You have a lot of guys who are not going to be on this team next year, and you absolutely need defensive tackle help. I mean, if you look at that game against the Baltimore Ravens, the Texans got crushed in the run game. So this brings me to this question. Is defensive tackle the biggest need for the Houston Texans in this offseason? You have your quarterback, you have your head coach, two main pieces. But as we're looking at the rest of the roster, what the Texans need to really contend this next year in the AFC, what say you? Is defensive tackle the biggest need for the Houston Texans this offseason? Give me a yes, give me a no down in the comment section. This is going to actually be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get hit with the YouTube ad break, perfect timing. Go down and let me know, is DT the biggest need for the Houston Texans? I think it is. I mean, you have a ton of guys leaving at that defensive tackle spot. And like I said, that was the biggest glaring need for the Texans defense up against the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round. They got shredded by Lamar Jackson. They got shredded by Justice Hill, Gus Edwards. I mean, and you go back to week 18, they got absolutely demolished by the Colts. These are the past 3 games, their rush defense. Now, the Browns had 56 yards, which, yes, that was good, but also they were down by a ton and were throwing the ball a ton at the end of that game. But the last 2 games where the teams were able to rush the ball and not playing from behind, the Ravens 229 yards and the Colts 227. Obviously, your run defense needs to improve this offseason. And taking Jer'Zhan Newton in the first round would be a good step in the right direction. This is what Mel had to say about taking Jer'Zhan Newton for the Houston Texans. The Texans overachieved and won a playoff game on the back of stellar rookie class, but they have to work to do this. They have some work to do this offseason. They have cap space to make moves, but also have several key free agents, including top edge rusher Jonathan Grenard, tight end Dalton Schultz, and defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins. While I can see Houston pursuing multiple positions with this pick, Newton would fill a void and be a high upside selection at 23. And I completely agree with Mel. I really like the idea of taking either Jer'Zhan Newton or the other guy I really like, T'Vondre Sweat, out of the University of Texas. I think if the Texans are there at 23 and one of those 2 guys is there, one of the top defensive tackles, I think you pounce. The Texans defense already has a really good edge rusher in Will Anderson. You already have a really good cornerback in Derek Stingley. So what's the next move? You got to shore up the middle. You can't let teams run the ball on you, make it second and third and short. You got to get teams into second and third and long. And how do you do that? You stop the run up the middle. Jer'Zhan Newton can do definitely that. If this is the Texans pick, I give it an A. I really like the idea of taking a top defensive tackle in this year's draft for the Houston Texans. So, Mel, good job. Good job on your first mock draft of the year, Mel. And we're going to get into some more Texans news and rumors, some more coaching rumors here in a second. But got to show you the deals that they have with our friends over at Fanatics. If you go to chatsports.com/Texans jersey, you can get this Will Anderson battle red jersey. Maybe you want to rock the Derek Stingley icy white jersey, or one of my favorites. I think I'm going to cop this next one, the C.J. Stroud color rush jersey. I really like the look of the blue and red number. Also, Nico Collins, you can grab his, or maybe one of my favorites, get yourself a Tank Dell jersey. You can get all these if you go to chatsports.com/Texans jersey with our friends over at Fanatics. Great deals on Texans jerseys. And if you use our link, it shows them that we sent you there. So go to chatsports.com/Texans jersey. That link's going to be in the comment section and the description of today's video. Get yourself a Texans jersey today. Now, will he stay or will he go? Bobby Slowik, first-year play caller for the Houston Texans. He's had 5 teams that are interested in him this offseason, but he's getting second interviews with the Commanders and the Falcons. So will he be leaving? Will he be a head coach somewhere else in the NFL? Not so fast, sweetheart. I really think maybe the Falcons could be an option for Slowik, but for the Commanders job, he's getting a second interview. So are multiple other coaches. But I really think at the end of the day, this comes down to Ben Johnson, the Lions offensive coordinator. I think it's his job to lose. If he doesn't want it, then maybe Slowik goes ahead and takes the Commanders job. But if Ben Johnson wants the head coaching job for the Washington Commanders, I really do think it is his to lose. So that leaves really the Atlanta Falcons. But around the rumor mill, could it be Bill Belichick going to the Atlanta Falcons, the 28-3, reverse psychology action there? I don't know. Maybe it's Bill Belichick with the Atlanta Falcons. Maybe they want to go younger and go Bobby Slowik. But regardless of who the Commanders or the Falcons, hire to be their next head coach, we're going to keep you updated. We're going to let you know if our sweet boy Bobby goes off somewhere else or if he's back this next year to be the Texans offensive coordinator. So don't be that guy. Don't be that guy at the next day who said, oh, wait, the Commanders hired who? Bobby Slowik staying where? What's going on? You want to be in the know? You want to know what's going on around the NFL and the Houston Texans? Then hit that sub button right now or go to youtube.com/Texans TV. We are trucking along to 10K. We're a little bit over 100 subscribers away. So help me help you. More subscribers equals more videos here on Texans Today. We're the fastest growing Texans channel on YouTube. So join the wave while you can and subscribe to the channel today. Now, before I leave, I wanted to, at least run you down some of these futures deals that the Texans made this past week after losing to the Baltimore Ravens in the divisional round. These are the futures deals on offense that they signed, affecting their cap space a little bit. I believe they spent a little bit over $8 million signing all these guys. These are going to be guys who are going to be going through training camp on the practice squad next year, etc. Maybe having a chance to make the final 53. But on offense, it's Alex Bachman, Jared Wayne, and Johnny Johnson, the 3 wide receivers. Tim Boyle, quarterback. You have Gerrid Doaks, a running back. Dalton Keene, tight end. J.J. Taylor, another running back. And Jaylon Thomas, an offensive tackle. And on the defensive side, they only signed 4 guys. McTelvin Agim, the defensive tackle, Gaye, the edge, Brandon Hill, who they drafted this past year out of Pitt, the safety. They signed him to a futures deal, and Troy Pride, the cornerback. So those are all the guys the Texans signed for futures deals going into next season. Now, if you made it to this part of the video, that means that you're a real one. You are one of the realest of the real. So to know So I know who the real ones are in the comment section. Go drop some H's down in the comment section for me right now. If you made it to this part of the video, real one roll call. I want to shout you out. I want to show you some love. So go down and drop some H's in the comment section for me if you made it to the very end. And as always, follow me on Twitter at Jeremy Chuggs for the latest Texans news and rumors, NFL news and rumors, NBA, the dankest memes on the internet. You know where to find them at Jeremy Chuggs. And as always, subscribe to the channel. YouTube.com/TexansTV. Going to 10,000 subscribers. Can we get there? I think we can. Go down and hit that sub button right now or go to YouTube.com/TexansTV.